Welcome back to Slop of the Day, where today we're going to be talking about how the Austin scene is getting out of control, with trying to always be edgy, but not edgy in a funny way, more like 40-year-old plus men saying dumb teenage edgy jokes that just isn't funny. As somebody who has watched a lot of Kill Tony, I definitely noticed the shift since going to the mothership, and it's just gotten worse, and to the point, even on the show, everyone just kind of does it to hopefully win over Tony or the audience or whatever guests they have. And obviously, with Big Joe being the boomer comedian he is, he's also just as much to blame. If you don't believe me, watch this comedian get called out directly by Stavros, saying she's just hitting her mothership talking points.
That's where I land. You have gotten like Austin trans brain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it really is at the top of your head.
No, because
You immediately brought it up as soon as the podcast started.
No, because this just happened where my friend said that her guy fucked a...
Right.
And I'm really interested in it because sometimes I get... Like, I'm jealous of, like, Robbie Hoffman for just cutting her tits off and still being a woman. That's, like, the coolest thing.
Right,
I want to do that so bad.
What's stopping you?
Because I need them for sexual capital.
Okay. Listen, I think what you're saying, you're actually saying something that could be positive, but you're couching it in very negative,
Imagine if you woke up tomorrow
terms.
And you were a woman.
You're saying accept. Yeah, it's harder to be a woman.
It's not hard. You'd wake up and all the women around you would be like, ew, why are you just wearing your regular face today? And you'd be like, because it's my face. And they'd be like, you have to put mush on it and lots of stuff on it. And you'd be like, but it's my face. You have to be.
That's hard. That's what I'm saying.
It's not hard. It's stupid. It's our fault. Women can stop. Women can stop.
It's
stop
really
doing
not.
It.
Holy fuck, this is insane. You think it's women's fault?
Yeah, dude, we get paid just as much. We're just as powerful. Cut it out.
All right, you're practicing for Rogan, very clear. You're gonna do a great job on Kill Tony with these talking points.
Why? I am.
The legendary clip, Austin Trans Brain. Obviously, it's nothing new, but just a glimpse into exactly what is going on in the Austin scene, that you have to essentially grift to these ideas and beliefs to get far in the scene. I mean, obviously, more comedians have been coming out talking shit about the Austin scene, and that's to be expected for sure. But you really can notice a pattern going on here. We've heard the hate from Andrew Santino and Bobby Lee and others like that, but it's pretty bad when even Shane Gillis is hating on the Austin scene.
Comedy wars.
The comedy wars are in full effect, dude.
The comedy wars.
The comedy wars.
The war for the butt wipes.
Yes, we have all the butt wipes.
We have
They're
butt
coming
wipes.
for our butt wipes. They want to take our butt wipe sponsors.
Our scene is still young and our butt wipes may dwindle. The butt wipes will slip through our fingertips and into the hands of more experienced podcasters. Yes. You're just mad I have all the butt wipes. So sad to see, man.
It's tough to see.
Know what I got to say? Know what I got to say to everybody? And sorry if you don't like this. I hope they all find peace and joy and happiness, dude. For real.
Well, we were watching nasty YouTube videos about the comedy wars. Yeah. And I was like, what are we doing? Let's get something positive.
Grind the tape.
No, I had to stop.
Put on fucking Grind the Tape.
So
Film
much,
Guy
dude.
Network,
The fate of the
dude. The
universe
guy's just-
hangs in the balance, bro.
Well, the comedy wars?
Yes.
Dude. The Austin comedy scene's too powerful. LA and New York need to unite to destroy the Austin comedy scene. How are they going to stop it?
It's just so we have all the butt wipes.
We have all the butt wipes.
They're doing a nice successful blockade on the butt wipes. They're going into like deep political theory. I mean, like it's actually fascist. You go, fuck, I didn't think about that.
It's going to backfire. You can't do that.
Blue Chew, are you okay doing business with me?
You can't call the group fascist.
But then you can't say you're not fat.
It's going to be like Cracker Barrel. It's going to be like Vanity Fair.
True.
You can't do that.
True. My spirit would be resilient enough to fucking practice the sacred art form that is stand-up comedy.
Dude, it's such a sacred art. And that's what the thing that's driving me during the comedy wars is how sacred the art is. That's all.
Yeah, dude.
The comedy wars will pass.
Yeah, you will. They'll pass.
pass.
It'll pass.
This is what I got to go to New York last
Also,
week.
I'm going back to Philly for about 6 months, so
Yeah.
I'm out. Fuck the Austin scene, dude.
No.
I'm back East Coast till I
talk to the
die,
people
bro.
in
East
LA.
Coast all day.
I talk to the people in the New York, and everyone talks a big game, and then when they see you, they're very interested in knowing how that's working, and can they get a little piece of that? There's a hopelessness out there. You got LA. You say, what are the podcasts that you can go on here? They got nothing. They got
LA?
the Bad Friends universe.
No, there's a lot. There's
can go on
there's
a ton
so
of
many.
shit.
LA and New York are doing great.
No, New York's doing great on the podcast. LA
No,
is
LA's got a ton.
If you're Bill Burr's friend,
Glassman's out there.
yes,
There's
that's
a lot.
number 3.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Now, name a fourth. Name a fourth
How
good
many are fucking here?
We got the Matt and Shane Secret Podcast. We got the Joe
that's
Rogan
Philly.
Experience.
That's East Coast all day.
You got to take the Stuff Island being here.
Philly all day.
That's Philly podcast.
What am I, Australian podcasting?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think Matt and Shane probably wouldn't speak out too heavy against the Austin scene as much as others have, but even with the little stuff they say, it just kind of proves what most people think. The comedy scene in Austin is slowly imploding on itself, and while obviously a big change could happen, or it could just go away, and solidifying this idea even more is legendary tough guy Bryan Callen. Now, I don't need to introduce Callen. He's been around JRE forever, and then he had the allegations about him come out, and he went away for a while, slowly trying to make a rise back. He recently moved to the Austin scene to be close to his tall comedian friend Joe Rogan, even dragging super funny Brendan Schwab out there, and he's been doing a lot of shows at the Mothership, and even just came out with a special a couple weeks ago, which the numbers aren't doing too hot, especially for pandering so hard. Put it on YouTube, and at the end of his set, he just goes off on this big, crazy Austin trans brain rant. Like, it's sad that he had to pander this hard just for people to not even laugh.
It's funny how the world changes and you're the last to know about it. That's the other thing about being older, man, is like you realize you're a little calcified, not just physically, but also culturally. Like I walked into a coffee shop right here in Austin, right here, and behind the counter was a young person making espressos, and it was a man. I mean, I don't know how he identifies. I don't want to, but he had a beard, a pronounced beard, and he was also wearing a lovely summer dress, lovely. But it had straps, a floral pattern. It stopped above the knee. And he was wearing cork wedges. He was standing on 5 inches of cork, which is to me, to have no traction under your feet is irresponsible. Like you know what I mean? Like what if I come at you? What the fuck? Anyway. But I'm not here to make fun of anybody for wearing a dress and a beard. I don't like that. I'm not that kind of comic. I don't make fun of people. I never made fun of gay people, even in the 90s when it was fashionable. So I'm not here to do that. But I will say that just aesthetically, like a summer dress, to go from that to a beard. So there's probably a reason that look hasn't caught on historically. Right? Because it's just so abrupt on the eye. For me, just to go from a dress, it's like going from a sensual massage to a flying headlock, visually. And so I thought that I had all these thoughts. And then I had my old guy thoughts. I couldn't believe it. It looked like chaos to me. It looked scary. It triggered me. It did. I was like, this is cats and dogs living together. You can't just decide you're going to wear a dress. What the fuck, It's like, how are we going to compete with China, Like, I went through these stupid thoughts. I was like, we got to bring back the draft maybe now, And that was all fear, and I just couldn't get it.
So for the last 15 minutes, he just kind of goes on this weird rant about, you guessed it, someone that would probably say they are trans. And what's even more weird is he says, I'm not here to make fun of anyone. Then why are you talking about this? You're a comedian. At least make fun of them or make a joke about it. No, he's essentially just making a public speech about how he thinks it was weird and how he's old. And it's like, yeah, okay, bro, but you're filming this in the Mothership where it's known that these talking points will hopefully get a good reaction. Or maybe Rogan will just tell you didn't bomb man. Bryan's podcast as well, he said a lot of rich and I guess more right-wing people were at this screening, and still the laughs were pretty small. And I mean, we don't know if they even add these laughs. Anyway, he keeps going on his weird bomb Austin trans brain rant.
It's the new hippie, the new punk rock. Maybe also just being older and seeing all these young kids who probably majored in equality, and I'm just it's not my generation, and he's wearing a dress and a beard, and it just looked like a revolution. It looked like change that I wasn't included in. That's what happens when I see young people ambitious. Let's change the world. When I hear young people say that, like you hear let's change the world, I hear let's kill everybody over 50. Right? Maybe it makes some sense. I kept thinking about that. I was like, the whole transgender movement, that happened in this zeitgeist, not mine. And I always think about why. It's very interesting, And I just think about, because when I was growing up, there was one transgender person, and they did a 60-minute special about them. And I know. And now, like, 30% of you are trans. I don't know. But, like, well, I don't know what it's very interesting to me because it kind of Well, it happened 2015 when Bruce Jenner had an 8-hour operation and he woke up Caitlyn Jenner. And then a minute later, he won Woman of the Year. And that, I remember that. That was crazy. And I remember I'm just a bunch of like conservatives and traditional Americans. I was like, I have some questions, you know? And we quickly found out the time for questions was over, bigot. This has all been settled science. We don't need your voice. We saw what you did to the other minorities, Whitey, you know? And I was like, what? And, you know, because her support system was very, very strong. I mean, and vast. I mean, I'm talking about, well, I don't know, let's see. All of the fashion industry, all of Hollywood, all of corporate America, all of legacy media, all of big tech. And that's a formidable group of people. They can make or break you. You know, and then Caitlyn Jenner came out as a Republican. They were like, fuck that guy.
I mean, he just keeps going on this rant. It's super weird. Started out kind of innocent, but then got to the real edgy buzzwords that he thinks the Austin scene wants to hear. And I'm definitely not saying, oh, all the listeners want to hear it. I'm mostly just talking about the comedians. I don't think there is anything wrong with edgy comedy. I mean, I grew up in the era of Filthy Frank, iDubbbz, Max and Chad, all kinds of edgier people on YouTube. And they were saying crazy shit all the time. But if it's funny, then it's funny. But a lot of the Austin comedy scene isn't funny anymore. It's just the same talking points recycled in pretty much the same jokes. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. You let me know. Is the Austin scene imploding on itself? Anyway, bye.